Hi CHW fans and Facebook friends, it's Nikky Chance with another edition of my Q&A. So I'm going to start off by answering some questions from fans. To start off, I'm actually going to answer a question from Swade Savard. He asked, is there any particular move that you will be adding to your moveset in the new year? I've got a pretty solid moveset right now. Most things are going to kind of be adapted over time, so we're going to see. And as far as moves, I'm not really going to add many moves, but I'm definitely going to use more weapons. Joey McKay asks, what is your favorite Christmas memory, and what is your favorite New Year's memory? My favorite New Year's memory, to start, is one where I went to a party with a bunch of friends, and I got pretty wasted. And I ended up sleepwalking during the night and tried to break through her window. I ended up telling someone who put me back to sleep they said that I was trying to go to the washroom or trying to get outside to see something. I don't remember it at all, but I thought it was really funny because I woke up the next day and found the screen to her window placed strategically next to the window itself, like it was ripped out. And my favorite Christmas memory, I can't really say that I have one in particular. I remember a few years getting some good presents, but I just really like spending time with my family. I used to like when I had big family get-togethers because I have a big family. We don't get together as often anymore, but I liked the big family get-togethers. Ray Carson asked several questions. So he asked, what is your favorite cereal? Rice Krispies. It's my favorite. He asked, what's your favorite wrestling style? I like a good variation between submission and high-flying wrestling. Of course, I'm in hardcore style wrestling as well, so that's always a great style. He asked my favorite snacks. I pretty much like peanut butter sandwiches, things like that. That's what I normally snack on. I mean, of course, chocolate, not really a specific kind, but I like chocolate. Who are your favorite tag team, WWE tag team champions ever? I always liked the New Age Outlaws. Road Dogg, Jesse James, Badass Billy Gunn, love them. He asked who will have an impact in WWE in 2014. I really don't think that much is going to change in 2014. More than likely, the biggest impacts are going to come from people like Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, John Cena, Randy Orton. More than likely, it's going to be those. It's going to probably be the same people over and over again. Favorite thing of the holidays? Well, as I mentioned, I like having family get-togethers, and I like seeing my family. I had a nice family dinner this year, and that's probably the favorite thing of the holidays. Looking forward in CHW for you in 2014, like what do you hope to accomplish? Well, by the end of 2014, I plan on being the Interstate Champion, and picking up a lot more wins. I plan on making a big impact in CHW and taking down a lot of heavy-hitting opponents in the future. You asked what my favorite Bret Hart match is. My favorite Bret Hart match would probably be in the King of the Ring tournament. Bam Bam Bigelow had gotten a bye and moved to the end of the tournament, and it was Bret Hart facing Mr. Perfect to see who would face Bam Bam in the end. Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect was amazing. If you go watch the match, it's one of the most technically sound ones. I watched it on my YouTube page, so it's in my history. Really good match. Which title does WWE need to bring back? None. If I was going to say to bring back a title, I mean, they definitely need some more hardcore wrestling, I think. So maybe bringing back like the Hardcore Championship, or even like Cruiserweight Championship. Not a lot of the cruiserweights have a lot of overs in WWE, so I think they could use a pretty good push. Which title do you want to win first in CHW? The Interstate Championship. That will probably be the first title that I'm going to get my hands on. Although, if any other title matches pop up, I'll be in it. Especially if the tag team title, as an opportunity presents itself, I can pretty much guarantee me and Exile will be there. Mini Exavard asked, why did you choose Executor as your next opponent? For a couple of reasons. One, Executor is a former CHW Backyard Champion. He beat Swade Savard for the championship in an execution match, I believe they called it. Swade had his one of his hands, or maybe both of his hands, tied behind his back. I chose Executor for that reason, that he was a CHW champion in the past. and I wish to prove that I can take down a CHW champion. And on top of it, Miniac, I've challenged you before, and you've turned me down. I know you're scared, but maybe this will prove that that you need to take me on. Damien Rockford asked, do you think they should unify the WWE USA and IC belts like they did with the WWE Heavyweight Championship? No. I do not think they should unify those two titles at all. They need mid-carders to have something to go for, and considering there's a lot of people that are sort of overlooked right now, like Damien Sandow, Kofi Kingston, The Miz, titles like that can bring a whole new excitement to the division. How would you react if I said hashtag Team Suede? As you know, fans have started a hashtag Team Nikky thing for me. I've kind of taken it to a new level. I'm a big fan of it, and as far as the hashtag Team Suede thing, well, you know what? It happened here first. It's all about Nikky Chance this season. It's going to be about Nikky Chance for every other season. And yeah, that I don't really care what you say as far as hashtag Team Suede. There is no hashtag Team Suede. What match was better? HBK versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 25 or 26? I'm a personal fan of the first Shawn Michaels and Undertaker match. The second one lacked a certain finesse that the first one had, and it was sort of like an overdone concept. But I really liked the WrestleMania 25th one. Do you think Undertaker should remain undefeated at WrestleMania? Yes, because at this point, who's going to end his streak? They would really have to give it to, give someone to end the streak that, really deserves it, and I'm not sure who can live up to that right now. There's no person who's like The Undertaker, and there's no person that has a character like The Undertaker, so who would live up to that? And you also asked, who will win the Royal Rumble? Well, as far as the Royal Rumble, I'm thinking that if Daniel Bryan doesn't get a WWE World Heavyweight Championship match at the Royal Rumble, I think he'll be involved in the Royal Rumble match, and I think he'll win it. Luke Larkin asks, what's your favorite wrestling moment overall? When I was a kid, I watched the pay-per-view where Bret Hart got screwed, and that was probably one of my favorite wrestling moments of all time, just because it was so unheard of to break character and to start doing the whole, WCW thing. It was fantastic. It was the most, you knew something was wrong, and that's what made it such a great moment. He said, how do you feel about not being number one in the craziest CHW moments of 2013? I'm going to say that I feel really good about that for one reason. If you saw the number one, that was Agent Exile getting his head smashed in by a bruiser with a chair. And to be perfectly honest, I'd rather not sustain some sort of cranial injury. Also, I'd probably want to stay away from a match with Bruiser, so that'd be nice. But yeah, I'm perfectly fine with being on the list. I mean, I made it to CHW, you guys voted me in, what more could I ask for? You asked, who is your favorite heel wrestler of all time? Very much like one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, it would have to be Owen Hart. He was such a jerk, the King of Hearts as they called him, and he was so much fun to watch. You also asked, what is your favorite Survivor Series and WrestleMania match? For Survivor Series, I think I'm going to have to go with the most recent Survivor Series match, which was the one where Roman Reigns became the sole survivor. There is no man in the WWE who deserved that more than Roman. He's so good, and he's so believable. They should probably maybe work on his, talking a little bit, but as far as that, I mean, he's a good wrestler, and that spear, oh my god, that spear, he's so much fun. And as far as the WrestleMania match, I'm gonna have to go with, I don't know, that's always a hard one, the best WrestleMania match of all time. Maybe, probably gonna have to go with Shawn and Undertaker, WrestleMania 25. That match was really good. You could tell that it was kind of leading up to a second match because of how Shawn lost it. The sort of I've done everything right and lost kind of thing, but he, made that one mistake that cost him the match. It was a good storytelling experience. Cameron Sinclair asked, who's your favorite NXT wrestler? I've briefly brushed up on this, that I really like Sami Zayn. He's very talented. He's had great matches. It's too bad that he didn't win the #1 contendership, but he's a really good wrestler, and I think he's fun to watch. And finally, I had one question that I wasn't going to add in because it wasn't in time, but Glenn Murphy asked, how does it feel to be the best wrestler not only in CHW, but also in the world? Glenn, I think you're getting a little ahead of yourself there. I do appreciate the flattery, though. I am incredibly talented, I know this, and I'm glad that you can see that, and I'm glad a lot of other people see that. How does it feel to be a great wrestler? It feels amazing. It feels nice to be recognized by a lot of my peers and a lot of my fans. So I thank you for that. So finally here, I'm going to finish up with saying, you can add me on Facebook. I'll accept your friend request. You can see my posts. I almost post daily. Like the CHW page. You get up-to-date information always. There's also the CHW YouTube page and the Nikky Chance YouTube page, which you can subscribe to get the latest on videos. There's even a really awesome best or craziest moments of 2013 video up right now. You should go watch it. And finally, I have a question for you guys. What would you like to see Nikky Chance do in CHW in 2014? That's my question. So leave it in the comments on Facebook and in YouTube, post and whatever, and thank you very much, guys. Stay safe.